This is gonna be one dry martini. Battlestate Games, the developers of Escape from Tarkov, have been known to issue DMCA strikes against videos that allegedly spread misinformation about the game, and videos that, as they put it, contain negative hype. I'm not really sure what that is, but I'm gonna play it safe. I won't be using footage from their games. I'll be using their information and doing my best to keep away from negative hype. Woosa. There is no negative hype here. Only this little sand garden and chill vibes. According to their official website, Escape from Tarkov is a hardcore and realistic online first-person action RPG simulator with MMO features and a story-driven walkthrough. Hold on, I was a little excited there. On December 29, 2015, there was a post on this same website announcing, "You may pre-order Escape from Tarkov now. Several pre-order options are available: Standard, Left Behind Edition, Prepare for Escape Edition, Edge of Darkness Limited Edition. The final perk in the highest tier was free access to all subsequent DLCs." This stance was repeated by the official Escape from Tarkov Twitter account. If you have EOD, you do not even pay for DLCs in the future. February 12, 2024. The COO of Battlestate Games says they want to add the ability to play offline co-op for Edge of Darkness users. April 25, 2024. Battlestate Games announced a new pre-order tier. For $250, only players with the Unheard Edition would get access to a brand new PvE co-op mode with persistent progression. The people who bought the Edge of Darkness Limited Edition would now need to buy the Unheard Edition to gain access, despite being promised free access to all future DLC repeatedly. I think I'm starting to understand the concept of negative hype. April 26, 2024. Amidst backlash, the COO of Battlestate Games, Nikita, announced additional perks for the Edge of Darkness Limited Edition owners, including 6 months of access to the new PvE mode, not permanent access, 6 months. And just to be clear and avoid misinformation, I have no proof from Nikita himself telling me directly that Trainfender is his Reddit account, but it has been posting in official capacity for Tarkov since January 10, 2016. Shows a picture of Nikita, links back to his Instagram, refers to himself as the studio head and COO of Battlestate Games, and the Tarkov Twitter account routinely references this Reddit account for major announcements and clarifications. April 27, 2024. The COO once again returned to clarify the situation in a little more detail regarding owners of the EOD version and access to the cooperative mode. First of all, PvE game mode, this is not DLC. DLC, in our understanding, is the major additions to the game, including various functionality and content that are released after the official release of the game as a themed DLC pack. But this is inconsistent with their own precedent. Escape from Tarkov Arena, according to their website, is a standalone, session multiplayer first-person shooter for PC with all the known and loved hardcore game mechanics of Escape from Tarkov. Released December 17, 2023, players with Edge of Darkness Edition were given free access. The Knowledge tab on the official Tarkov website even noted Escape from Tarkov Arena as a subsequent DLC. That's been changed. In the Reddit post, Nikita backtracked a little more from the 6 months temporary access to free to all owners of the EOD version at the release of the game, with the caveat, when the server infrastructure will be improved to the required capacity. But you can gain immediate access by purchasing the Unheard edition of the game or upgrade to this version. April 28, 2024, the COO backtracked even more, saying EOD owners will get access sooner, but in waves. Neutral hype in? No. Negative hype out. And on top of all this, members of the community have taken notice that Battlestate Games is also reselling an item that was phrased as being exclusive for EOD holders. Secure Container Gamma was the unique secured container. It's now being sold as a perk for people who buy the Unheard edition, and an official Tarkov post from August 16, 2022 was recently altered to remove the word unique. The Wayback Machine can be used to see the original wording, but you can also just go to their news section and open up the first post to see the initial advertised phrase was unique secured container indeed. It seems they forgot to change this one. The Unheard edition goes against the DLC promise, the exclusive item promise, and also against the COO's word that no more big features would be added until the official release. He said as much on February 28, 2023. He repeated this stance on March 1, 2023. And it also goes against his word that an offline PvE mode with persistent progression is not an option. This isn't as uncommon as people think it is. A lot of studios monetize an early access or live service game with deals that are good for the moment, but ruin their cash flow in the long run, so they have to find new ways to make money later on. Battle passes seem to be the standard now, but before then, games that didn't want to rely on pay-to-win features would sell limited-time cosmetics and promises of free content in the future. It's not always malicious, it's just studios don't expect to make it that far. Nikita even said 2 months before all of this, one of the reasons they went back on their no microtransaction stance is because the game was running for 8 years without additional cash flow. This is why I insist on formalities. Proper methods of communication through games instead of town halls on Reddit. There's too many questions. What's an off-the-cuff remark? What's being said in official capacity? Where's the line between studios just yapping and false advertising? How many people bought Escape from Tarkov because Battlestate Games insisted there would be no microtransactions? EOD holders bought the limited edition to get free DLC. Battlestate Games publicly mentioned the plan to give them the offline co-op mode, and then rescinded that 2 months later on the technicality that they didn't consider it to be DLC, even though they already set precedent for what they considered to be DLC with Escape from Tarkov Arena. That information was removed from the website, just like the fact that EOD holders were sold on a unique item, and that was altered as well. I don't think them malicious or incompetent, because I can't prove it. Based on their actions, I wouldn't trust them with my money is all. And all of this is an easy find with the Tarkov Promise Tracker, which I wish I stumbled into before I was done gathering the stuff myself. It's a website that better illustrates just how much Battlestate Games overpromises and underdelivers. It appears fairly neutral and tries to avoid negative hype like I have, doesn't get into anything nasty like the pay-to-win accusations. It only cites the things that have come straight from Battlestate Games themselves. What a feature. It'd be nice if other early access and live service games had something like this to keep them honest. Because Tarkov's not the only one with this kind of problem. It's just the one you've heard about. Namaste.